Howdy doody guys, PGZ36 is here and he's back with another top 5 video. Sorry, I do not know what just happened there. But anyway, rather instead of a home console that we're going to be going over, instead we're going to an arcade. Because today we are going over top 5. That was all messed up. Okay, we'll be going over top 5 arcade light gun games ever. That did not come out right. We're going over the top 5 best arcade light gun games. So basically what I'm going to be doing is saying which light guns were great in their time, how well they hold up today, and basically which one proved better than the other. So let's get into it. Let's get off shooting off at number 5. So shooting off at number 5 is Lethal Enforcers. Now this is one of the earliest examples of a light gun game. This came out around 1992 and is basically all like Photoshop, no not Photoshop, but like photo edited, because you can tell like some of the characters and like the animations are all like still photo like images, but even then that was still pretty cool because it still worked out pretty well. So basically what you do is you get it's a simple cop like a shooter. You run, no you don't run, you go, you shoot down bad guys, you duck for cover, and well you don't duck for cover, you get other weapons, defeat bosses, and beat the game. So basically it's a simple just run and go shoot game. Basically where you just go and shoot, and you gotta shoot down all the enemies to basically progress to the next part. Well, all light guns are like that, but still. For an early example in 1992, I think this was 1992, I could be wrong, but even then this was pretty impressive. You got about 6 magazines, 6 bullets in the magazine, and once you run out of those, you gotta shoot up or down off screen to reload. You can't shoot sideways to reload. You can strangely only shoot upwards to reload. That doesn't really make any sense, though I guess it kind of does, because if you're shooting off the side, there could be a bad guy there, so you don't want to do that when you're reloading. Also, make sure to not hit the hostages too, because hostages are in the game as well. It's honestly not really surprising, because you're a cop and you gotta shoot down bad guys, so you don't want to hit civilians. So that's a big thing. So overall, I gotta say for one of the earliest light gun games ever, this was absolutely a blast to play. I recommend checking out. And it shoots in at number 5. So reloading at number 4, we got Terminator 2 Judgement Day. Now this one is a bit similar to that one, but not really, because unlike the other one where it's all still images, this one is actually game images that actually move and walk around and shoot others, so it's a bit more accurate for the time. This came out, I think, again 1992 or 1991, I'm not sure. So this is a very early example. So here you gotta stop basically the human race from coming to extinction by shooting down all the robots, and you do that by shooting them with energy light guns, I think, or like powerful machine guns. That's what it is, because you got an array of bullets that keep firing unless you use up all of its energy. See, unlike the others where you have to shoot off screen to load, here's actually has its own meter. So once that meter goes all the way down, you basically have to wait till it goes back up. So you definitely gotta be careful on how much you use most of the time. And the same goes with the energy bar. Well, actually no. Once the energy bar reaches all the way down to no more, it basically just means you're dead. Luckily, the health bar is very slow, I think. So it takes quite a bit to basically to get like hit, well, like to like die or something, but still. So basically you gotta go around and stop the T-1000 from killing John Connor and Sarah Connor to make sure they secure the future for the War of the Machines. So you gotta make sure you gotta destroy all the robots. Also, you don't want to make sure you hit any casualties, because those were big input on your health. Because if you hit them, that'll make your health go down, and that is not a good thing. Also, you gotta be careful to hit the crate boxes to get other like weapons and stuff, because those are also behind the hostages too. Well, your army partners. So you don't want to hit them and try to get your guns too. So yeah. Also, I really like how much of a variety of bad guys and humans there are. You got a bunch of army soldiers and police cops. And for bad guys, you got Terminator robots and just some dressed like humans, but you gotta shoot them more to reveal their mechanical counterpart. So it's pretty amazing how well they took time into developing this game, because it's a good classic in the arcades. It's a good classic. So yeah, Terminator 2 drops it at number 4 on the list. Get on to number 3. So, moving on to number 3, we got Area 51, one of the most classic light gun games in the arcade that came out in 1995. This one is such an original in light gun arcades. So basically, it centers around Area 51, where like aliens and other monsters are like invading Earth, and you gotta like shoot them all down to stop them. So the premise is very simple, but it's not that simple. Basically, you got about 6 or 8 shots in the mag, and each enemy takes about 1 hit to kill, which is usually a good thing. But that also means they can also one-shot you. Well, not one shot, well, but take a health bar down every single time. And you only got about 3 like health 1-ups, health aids or something, and once all of them are down, you're dead. Unless you like get more coins and like operate it back up so you can get more. So basically, you just want to make sure that you don't get hit, because if you get hit, it'll lose a life. But if you shoot down them quickly enough, you'll be able to save a life. There's also power-ups and explosions that you can use. You use like the barrels and windows to like break or like explode. And you can also use like power-ups like the flamethrower, like the rifle bullets, and a bunch of other stuff too. You also got like a bunch of enemies to deal with. You got like crazy like mutated monsters and other aliens like dressed like as people. So you gotta be careful on which ones you hit, because your comrades are there to help you, and they sometimes can get in the way. So sorry, choked on my saliva for a second. I don't know why. So basically, you gotta be careful on where you shoot your gun, because you can sometimes shoot a hostages. So it also brings down a life bar, so you just be careful on where you're shooting when you're trying to shoot down the enemy. So yeah, overall, I gotta say this one is this one's just a great map, a great beauty. Though it's probably not the best one. There are a few others that are a bit better than this one, but if you ever come by around this in the arcade, definitely try it out, because it is really it's a really fun one. So Area 51, it comes in at number 3 on the list. Now, coming in at number 2, we got Time Crisis. This is probably one of the best light gun games ever in like gaming history. This literally almost came in at number 1. Now, I was originally gonna put in Time Crisis 2 because that's a better upgrade, but for my opinion, Time Crisis 1 is basically the one that started the whole awesome like light gun hide shoot 'em Time Crisis franchise. And you can't really go wrong with the original either. Basically what you do is you gotta stop someone from like destroying the world, so you gotta stop him and all of his partners or bad guys, comrades, his minions, to save the world from like destruction or something. And the gameplay is very different. Unlike the other ones where you have unlimited time, here you actually have a time limit. And each time you shoot down the enemies, all the enemies, the timer goes up. But the longer you stay shoot down the enemies, the faster the time drains. And once the timer drains out, or runs out, it's basically game over. So you gotta be careful with how you shoot down the enemies. And you do got like six or seven clips and 6 or 7 bullets in the magazine. You got 6 clips in the magazine, and you basically gotta be careful to take your shot. Luckily, all the enemies are one shot though, so you just shoot them and they're down instantly. But there are also other varieties, and they can also shoot down you too, so they also can take like one shot damage to them. So once you lose all of your health or life or the timer drains out, it's game over. So you gotta make sure to duck using the pedal. Yeah, this is funny, this pedal. You basically press it and you like duck out of cover. So it's basically like a cover mode. That I think is really cool as well. So you gotta be careful, and it's the only other way to reload too. So make sure you gotta duck and shoot. Duck and shoot. That's the basic strategy here. Also, if you don't want to complete the storyline, there's also a time mode where you basically shoot down all the enemies in an amount of time. Well, and how fast basically you can shoot down all the enemies. So basically it's about how fast you can shoot down all the enemies and all the bad guys in a good amount of time. So Time Crisis, definitely check it out. It's a really fun game, especially try it out with friends. It's still possible to find this in arcades, especially 2 and 3. Those are really fun too. So there you go. Time Crisis 2 takes the number 2 spot on the list. Before we get into number 1, I do have some honorable mentions. So the first one is Virtual Cop 1 and 2. Those were really good cop games where you shoot around, and you actually also can fly around too in other vehicles, and basically you gotta shoot down all the bad guys. That was a really fun game. Silent Scope, that one was really good. Basically you have to use a sniper and you gotta aim inside the scope to like get up close to shoot down the enemies. That one was really cool. And lastly is the House of the Dead games. House of the Dead 1 and 2 especially. There's just nothing better than shooting down zombies with classic light guns and basically stopping like some terrible stuff from happening. So House of the Dead 1 and 2, great games for an honorable mention. But now with that out of the way, we can now head on into number 1. And finally, taking the number 1 spot is Carnival. This, in my opinion, is personally my favorite arcade light gun game, because it is a really creepy carnival light gun. It's so amazingly creepy, centered around a cursed carnival. See, the story behind this is that you're a character and you enter a coin into a jester, but apparently that's from a tombstone, but apparently that tombstone is like cursed or something, because it brings up the Carnival of Evil every time you enter that coin. Now that he's entered the coin into the Jester, the whole carnival opens up to Carnival. Like the guy said, "Welcome to Carnival!" Oh, I love that line. And basically what you do from there is basically you have 3 stages to complete. Each one is so different, with full of items and full of tricks and stuff. And you gotta be careful, because the enemies all can do some significant damage. What also I like this better than the other ones is that this one, unlike the others, this one actually has like a health bar. It's basically like a drain pipe, or like, yeah, it's a health bar. I don't know why I said that. Basically, every time you get hit, that life bar drains, and once it drains all the way out, it's game over. Well, not game over. You get to try basically you get a chance to enter more coins and continue where you started. So that I find really, really cool. I also like that there's also crazy bosses in this one. You got like a giant baby boss. You got the cursed like Santa Claus, and then you got like this like Annabelle girl and her like shooting massacre guy that guards the haunted house. It is just really, really crazy, and you each got 6 shots to take them all down. However, there are items that can help, like the flamethrower, as you obviously know, shoots flames. Got the minigun bullets, shoots an array of miniguns, and finally the acid gas, which basically like disintegrates them from acid. So you gotta be very, very cautious to use these two, because once you use them, the special items are gone until you can get another special item again. Basically, you gotta go around and kill every enemy until you get all the, and beat every stage until you get to the circus. There, you gotta fight all the circus killers, and then eventually make your way to the big boss himself, Von Tokentaker. Von Tokentaker is tough, so you gotta be very careful to use your weapons wisely, and make sure to have some quarters nearby, because you probably will die a lot. But yeah, why I put this in number 1 is that, honestly, out of all of them, this feels like the most like intense, most what's the word for it? I forgot the word. The word for this is creepy. It's quick and reflex, and it makes you have straight focus. Like in some parts, there's just some parts where you gotta like stay focused, or otherwise you'll like mess up and die. And that to me, that's what I think is really what light gun games are all about. So honestly, in my opinion, you can say whatever you want in the comments below, but in my own opinion, I think this is the best light gun game, in my opinion. If you find it in any arcade, I highly recommend you play it, because it is really, really fun. So there you go. There's the number 1 victory spot in the list. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to drop a like on this video, and make sure to subscribe and share so you guys can get more videos, and share it so others can check out my video too. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, PGZ36, peace out, and keep it rated PGZ36, pizza gamers.